Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
Everybody, how's it going out there? Did you notice the intro was just a little bit more angry and distorted? I had two versions of the song playing simultaneously because Broadcast Cat wanted it to be real mean today.
I thought you just broke it.
Yeah, no. Oh, you might not be loud enough, Dunk. Let me just check here.
Oh, am I not loud enough?
Oh, yeah, you're good now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure there. Okay. So how's everybody doing? What's happening? Holy, have we got some stuff to dig into?
Oh,
yeah.
Deep.
Oh, man. Just when you thought you knew what was going on in the world, it's all thrown back into chaos. Or something to that effect. So, yeah. Let me just make sure we're all situated and stuff, and we will get a recording done. I've got that ready. Looks like everything's correct on the screen. Oh, no, wait a minute. Okay. I got the wrong scroll at the bottom. There we go. Okay. There's no point in having the super chat thing and Ko-fi and whatnot when it's going to be a video as well. That doesn't make any sense, right? Switch it to the shows. All right. Okay. I make sure my pictures are good. Yep. And yep. Okay. Okay. I know what to say there. All right. And I got Dunks. Okay. Hold on here. It's recording time. So Trump's come up with a way to help enforce and reinforce Ukraine, but without pissing off MAGA. And you've got a black metal frontman who at their merch table on their show is selling some pretty suspect vials. Hit subscribe for us and we'll cue the music. So yes, the big announcement from Trump. He laid out a pair of steps to intend to pressure Russia into ending the invasion of Ukraine. I'm not really calling it a war because Ukraine's just trying to defend themselves. So we've got new weapons going to Kyiv and Ukraine itself. And he's also threatening economic punishment on Moscow if peace isn't reached in 50 days. Come on, Donald.
2 weeks.
Yeah, come on. Seriously, 50 days. How about 5? Yeah, you yellow-bellied, So the move it's a big change here on the approach from the Trump administration, though. He seems entirely fed up with President Vladimir Putin there, and he's totally acknowledged the American weaponry, however it's delivered, and that's the key here, would be necessary if Kyiv is to stave off a full-bore invasion and takeover. Here's a quote from the Orange Tool. I felt we had a deal about 4 times, Trump said, referring to a prospective peace agreement with Russia. But it just kept going on and on. Gee, Ronald, nobody ever saw that coming. The plan would see European nations purchase American weapons and then transfer them to Ukraine. So you see here, Trump is making this big thing. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. But he's just letting other people pick up the tab and have American weapons is truly what's going on here. The president announced the plan during a meeting with NATO Secretary there, Mark Rutte, in the Oval Office. The president also laid out a new deadline for Russia. Here's the quote. We're going to be doing some severe tariffs if I don't have a deal in 50 days. Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means. And then he said, I use trade for a lot of things, but it's great for settling wars. Not sure your history actually, but anyway, White House official clarified that he meant 100% tariffs on Russia and secondary sanctions on other countries that buy Russian oil. The U.S. conducts very little trade with Russia, making secondary sanctions the piece with more potential bite.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say about that. What the hell is buying from Russia? Russia dolls?
Yeah. Well, there is some fertilizer, I think, still at the moment, but
it's full of shit.
Yeah. So it's sanctioned on countries that are buying the oil. Matt Whitaker, U.S. ambassador to NATO, told CNN reporter it's about tariffs on countries like India and China that are buying from Russia. So underpinning all this was the newfound irritation towards Putin. I mean, if I was Trump, I'd be furious that this guy's been playing me the whole time. But I guess Trump and his orange painted senility little bubble, he couldn't figure it out until now. He said, my conversations with him are very pleasant. And then the missiles go off at night. He said, he's even denied falling into a trap. Like he fooled Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Biden, but he didn't fool me. Yes, he has. Rutte described the weapons agreement as a game changer. He identified several nations, including Germany, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway as potential suppliers. So what Trump's doing is he's letting people jump into the game to get Kyiv some weapons ASAP, like the Patriot. But Trump isn't actually footing the bill for them. He's just letting them be purchased and sent to Ukraine. And that way he can do the right thing to screw over Putin, who keeps screwing him over, and, defend Ukraine without MAGA going crazy because of the bill.
Yeah.
So before I end here, I'd like to say, Prime Minister Carney, get out your checkbook, get some money spent. Let's get something over there. Let's make sure that Canada is on the map for spending. Let's do it.
Yes, let's make Moscow flat again.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. So it sounds to me like you're going to bring in something real creepy with this vials thing.
Yeah, make sure you got a box of tissues nearby, because in the United States, in a move that's raising eyebrows, even by extreme metal standards, Paul Ledney, drummer and vocalist for long-running black metal act Profanatica, has reportedly been selling vials of his own semen at the band's merch table during recent live shows.
Oh, dear Lord.
Well, at least you're not bringing your own cup and he fills it up for you.
Straight to the upper, please, Paul.
Now, Fill her up. Now, originally priced high, the vials were later discounted, though the exact final price is unclear. Multiple witnesses, including fans at the shows, have confirmed that the item's existence and authenticity. What are you doing? Doing a DNA test on it?
They probably watched him do it. I mean, if you're willing to sell the vial, I'm sure you're willing to, broadcast the deed.
Yeah, it's just done backstage. Yeah, watch out for your backstage passes. Ugh.
Don't shake that guy's hand.
Profanatica, formed in the early 1990s, were among the first US-based black metal bands. I have no idea what a black metal band. They're not black, so it can't be that. I don't know what the difference is.
Black metal is it sounds heavy, and the lyrics are all about things that should be heavy if you're 14.
Right? What tits? Okay. The group splintered in 1992, with members going on to join or form other acts, including an early lineup of Incantation, whoever they are. Who cares? Ledney revived Profanatica in the 2000s with a new lineup, their debut full album, Profanatica.
Why bother? Nobody's heard it anyway.
I know. I just wonder how many. This just seems such an obscure little band. But since then,
they've Pornofractica, right?
they've released 6 albums, including the Thy Kingdom Come, spelt.
Dear Lord.
Spelt in that way.
This guy's life is just masturbation. I mean,
he's obsessed. He's obsessed. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Don't do any cover artwork. I'll just jazz it out myself.
Oh, Metallica did that. Remember, it's called Load.
Oh no. Anyway, the band is known for provocative imagery and shock tactics. Never a guest, including an infamous nude band photo taken in the woods during the 1990s. Yeah. How amazingly artistic.
God.
it's so tacky, isn't it?
Who wants to see 4 nude guys that never get anything but their own palm?
It's horrible. Anyway, no comment has been made by the band regarding public health concerns or whether the vials were labeled with any warnings. Yes, may contain nuts.
Oh, God. What the
fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. What's wrong with the fucking t-shirt?
Oh, God, you know? I mean, how does the guy play a show at night if he just sits there filling jars all day? I mean, they just put him on stage and he's, passed right out. What the hell?
Can I have your signature? No, maybe I'll just jizz on your back. How about that? No, signature's fine. Thank you.
Okay. So if you promise to hit subscribe, we promise to never talk about this band again.
Oh, absolutely. Otherwise, it's the next story coming up.
Leave a comment that's not written in goo. Oh, God. I never want to hear their music.
I don't think I ever want to hear them again.
Wow, that's just so wrong on so many levels. I have a great idea, guys. If I sell my sperm, we could probably afford a 24-pack of beer.
Or just drink my sperm.
Not
again.
Oh, God. Okay. Let me get my next part ready here. All right.
Oh, I better give you a little blurb. Okay.
All right. Oh, man. I just need a puff on a cigarette after that.
I tell you what, I'll tell everybody my fantastic news.
Yeah.
The other week, I was talking about the fact that I'll be, updating my car and getting getting rid of my Land Cruiser, and some bright fancy spark in the chat says, "Give it to Cars of Ukraine." I told him to fuck off because it's it's worth some money. So, well, since then, with help from Dick and Annette and Claire from Cars for Ukraine, been in touch. They're coming over to help tomorrow to have a look at the car. And they'll be an idiot if they didn't take it away. And I will be selling it to them. I will be selling it to them, but for half the price of its book price. So,
and we're talking about like a proper Toyota Land Cruiser here. So this is like a serious rig, right?
Yeah, serious. Oh yeah, it's going to be fantastic. They're going to love it.
Yeah, they rip the back seats out and stuff, and that's one serious Medivac unit, Not a lot can stop a Toyota Land Cruiser.
Or you can keep the seats in it and take the kids to the movies.
There you go.
Take Starsky to the nearest sushi restaurant.
Well, you take out the seats so you could put his order in the back, right?
His stomach.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, hopefully that all goes through tomorrow. He'll be he's coming on the train, and so I think he's expecting to drive home in it. So
cool, cool.
My baby's got off to war.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it in a realistic way, you've just made like a few thousands of pounds donation, right?
Essentially, it works out about £6,000.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to say the real number because as good as it feels, it must hurt because that's a chunk, It
will hurt. It will hurt. I'm not going to lie, but
because that's on top of you buying the new truck.
Yeah.
Right.
But exactly. And I was expecting to part exit and all that kind of stuff, and get some decent price and all this sort of stuff. But I talked to my wife about it, and I said, well, we can sell it to Cars for Ukraine. And she went, yes. And she had, she started choking up, and tears started forming, and I started choking up, and tears started forming, and going, for the amount of money is just it can't compare to saving people's lives.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
And I bet a truck like yours, because I mean, like you see some good little 4x4 trucks go over and stuff, right? But this is a Land Cruiser, right? It's beast,
it's unstoppable.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't know vehicles, a Land Cruiser is so much more indestructible than the Hilux pickup that is the indestructible vehicle, right? Yeah, it's the high-end model, It's where Toyota puts all the dollars,
Yeah, they're famous for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that bit of news. So just wanted to get it out because I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Yeah, very cool indeed. Let me get this put out, and we'll get next one going here. Okay. I've got another one that's got a bit of a sting to it here.
Oh, that's my line.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Little stingy.
Yeah. Okay. Let me figure out. Like. Okay. Right. So. Okay. Okay. I know what I'll say then. Okay. Yeah. That's the way to say it. Okay. Here we go. So the data's in, and the majority of people arrested by ICE have no criminal record whatsoever. And China's turning bees into slave cyborgs for the military. Hit subscribe and we'll dive right into it. So U.S. President Ronald Gump had pledged to deport the worst of the worst. Yet the majority of people currently detained by immigration agents have no criminal convictions. This is according to government data regarding ongoing detentions. As well, relatively few have been convicted of high-level crimes at all. A stark contrast to the chilling nightmare Trump describes to support his border security agenda. Sorry, the slip of the tongue there. Latest data from ICE statistics show that as of June 29th, there were 57,861 people detained and 41,495, 71.7%, have no criminal convictions whatsoever. That includes 14,000 people with pending criminal charges and 27,000 who are subject to immigration enforcement but have no criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. And the group with the pending criminal charges, most of them come from ICE themselves. There's a deep disconnect here between the rhetoric and the reality. And this is the co-faculty director of the UCLA Law School Center for Immigration Law and Policy speaking. Each detainee is assigned a threat level by ICE on a scale of 1 to 3, with 1 being the highest, 3 being the lowest. Right? Those without a criminal record are classified as having no ICE threat level. As of June 23rd, 84% of people detained at 201 different facilities nationwide were not given a threat level whatsoever. Another 7% had a 1, 4% were at 2, and 5% were at level 3. That's it. Abigail Jackson, White House spokesperson or lackey, ring kisser, use your own description, said the administration is intensely focused on rooting out unvetted criminals who are in the country illegally. Let me just give you a quote here before we just, pass this on to those that will look into it deeper. Just this week, the administration conducted a successful operation rescuing children from labor exploitation at a marijuana facility in California. I haven't heard that before. And continued arresting the worst of the worst, including murderers, pedophiles, gang members, and rapists. Any suggestion that the administration is not laser focused on these dangerous criminals is flat out wrong. Again, that's Abigail Jackson speaking. Well, Abigail, we have the data from immigrations and customs themselves, and everything you just said, honey, is bullshit. Sorry about your luck, Buttercup. Try lying to somebody else.
Yeah, can we get rid of the pedophiles, rapists, murderers, criminals out of the White House for a start, please?
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Looking at you, Trump.
Imagine. You could hear a pin drop if you remove the criminals from the White House alone, right? It would just be silent in there.
Well, at least you stop finding cocaine all over the place.
So, why am I scared of robotic bees from China?
I have no idea. Let's dive into this story because I haven't even read it yet. So here we go. In Beijing, China, scientists have developed a way to remotely control bees by inserting electronic devices into their brains, effectively turning the insects into cyborgs capable of obeying commands mid-flight. What? Go sting that bastard over there. The research team at the Beijing Institute of Technology created what they claim is the world's lightest brain computer, weighing just 74 milligrams. And once attached to a bee's back, the device uses 3 small probes that pierce the brain and emit electrical pulses to steer the insect.
Wow.
Like a little drone. Well, it is a drone, isn't it? It's a bee.
It's like it'd be easier to just make the drone, but
I'm not bee-sized. The team reported a 90% success rate in guiding the bees to turn left, right, and advance or retreat. Professor Zhai Jialing, who led the study, said that the insect-robot hybrids combine superior mobility, camouflage capabilities, striped, and environmental adaptability.
But hold on, superior. If I tell a drone to go left, 100% of the time it goes left, not 90. I'm not sure superior is the description they were looking for here.
Well, yeah, well, I suppose so. But have you tried shouting at a bee to make them go left? Doesn't work.
I try shouting at them all the time. Damn things never go away.
You got to do the right dance. You got to wiggle your ass. Anyway, the goal, according to Zay's team, is to use the bee cyborgs in scenarios including urban warfare, counterterrorism, drug interdiction, and disaster relief. Quick, get some pollen over there. That will sort out that disaster, and especially in locations too small or dangerous for humans or drones. Oh, I see. They'll fly them. Yeah, but what the bees going to do? So like you fly them in, and the bees, you take the bees back, and just like
No, I don't understand. Is the bee supposed to, have a conversation and tell you what it saw? Do you understand bee dance so that you could figure? Like, I don't get this.
Yeah, you get it to fill out a questionnaire.
Or is it supposed to drop tiny little pollen-sized bombs? I mean, what?
I don't know. But the Chinese team was inspired by earlier efforts in Singapore to control cockroaches and beetles, but managed to reduce the hardware's weight to a third by printing circuits on ultra-thin polymer film.
That's cool.
The film contains multiple chips, including an infrared receiver, while remaining light enough for the bee to fly. Yeah, I mean, it's all clever shit. But there are limitations. The current battery packs are small and don't last long. The bees can't take up great big fucking batteries.
You got to get those big fat bumbly ones because they're strong.
We'll just put a generator on the wings. And obviously larger batteries will weigh down the bees. Additionally, the system isn't easily adaptable to other insects. Different species require different brain entry points and respond differently to stimuli. Well, I know how that feels. But they say with future improvements, we'll focus on optimizing signal patterns and refining the control systems for greater precision and repeatability. I mean, it does concern me that they talk about using them for urban warfare. That sounds insane.
I mean, they could genetically... Well, you could genetically engineer a bee with a lethal as hell sting and then just fly a swarm in, right?
Yeah, but here's the deal. Don't forget that each one is being controlled by a human. Right. But for every swarm, you need a swarm of operators.
It's perfect for the Chinese. They have a swarm. All they have to do is round them up,
Why don't you just get dressed Chinese people up in bees? That's what the Chinese normally do at the zoos.
Paint a dog like a panda, Hit subscribe for us before you leave, and thanks for joining us, everybody.
And if you are a bee in China, I just want to know what you think about the weapons program for the bee army. What kind of weapon do you want strapped to your back?
I guarantee you stick 3 prongs into my head, and I'm not going to be easy to steer anywhere.
One of those like science things that are just like, wow, you can do that. Why?
I know. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, like if somebody said to me, "Hey, we can control cockroaches now," that if you live in a place that has cockroaches, you could get them to leave. So that would be,
yeah, but you got to capture them first, insert the little brain things onto them.
You have to be able to do it with some kind of ray gun. You want to go, you want to leave, Okay. Let me just have a quick puff here and we'll get on with number 3. What time is it? 4:05. Okay.
You want a time limit tonight?
No, I don't want to be too long because Felix is home and everything, Give me 1 second here because I just need it to be a little bit cooler in here than it is. I think it's warming up quick outside again after almost storm hit us. Hold on.
Yeah, take your pants off.
All right. There we go. I had it on like it's super eco mode, so it just wasn't cooling off enough. Eco mode is a good thing to save some money. Okay. Here we go. How many do I have for this? 2. Okay. All right. God damn it. I got to go get these glasses fixed. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. I just haven't done it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think I might have to sort my air conditioning out in a minute. By that, I mean opening the front door, letting some air in.
Okay, I've got my intro there. Okay, yeah. I'll just lean it like that with how I say it. That'll be good. All right, here we go. The Republican governor calls it safe and secure, but Democratic lawmakers call it inhumane. We got an Alligator Alcatraz update for you. And then a French inmate has escaped prison in what you could say is a very strange fashion. Hit subscribe and we'll get right into it. So 2 days after filing a lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for being unlawfully denied entry to inspect conditions at the facility dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, members of Congress and state representatives were given a limited tour Saturday to inspect conditions after calling the lack of access a deliberate obstruction meant to hide what's really happening behind those gates. They said they heard detainees shouting for help and crying out "Libertad, libertad." It's Spanish for freedom. I probably said that very poorly now that I realize it's a Spanish word. Amid their sweltering heat, bug infestations, meager meals. Here's a quote here. They are essentially packed into cages, wall-to-wall humans, 32 detainees per cage. That's Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who represents Florida's 25th congressional district. The families of some of the detainees have also decreed the conditions in the facility, while the Immigration and Customs enforcement officials defended as offering higher detention standards than many U.S. prisons. If that's the fact, whoa, is there some serious issues? But I don't think that's the fact. Let me just show you another picture here. On the tour, lawmakers said they were not allowed to visit areas where migrants are currently being detained, but instead were shown cells not being used yet. What good that is to anybody, I don't know either. Schultz said
put the lawmakers in it.
Yeah, exactly, right? This one's for you if you show up again, I think was the message, right? So Schultz there said each cage contained 3 small toilets with attached sinks. Detainees use those for drinking water, brushing their teeth. It's the same water used in the sinks that go into the toilets. When they toured the kitchen area, Schultz said government employees were being offered large pieces of roast chicken and sausages. And then they saw the detainees' lunch, and it was this gray turkey-like meat cheese sandwich on a
alligator.
Yeah, probably was. And here's another quote from Schultz here. I don't see how that could possibly sustain them nutritionally and not just leave them completely hungry. And when you have hungry people, obviously their mood isn't going to be that good. Here's another one. Maxwell Alejandro Frost, who was also on the tour, said the lawmakers were concerned about reports of unhygienic conditions due to the toilets not working. There's quotes of feces being spread everywhere, but they were denied access for viewing any units where migrants are currently being detained. They were also not permitted to view the medical facilities. And the officials cited HIPAA laws, sorry. Despite lawmakers being allowed to examine the medical facilities at many other detention facilities, because it's been on the books. They've done it. So here's a quote from them. It's something everyone, whether you're Democratic, Republican, or anything, should be deeply ashamed of. Immigrants don't poison the blood of this nation. They are the blood of this nation. Here's another from Rep. Darren Soto. He said lawmakers also witnessed evidence of flooding, highlighting serious concerns of what could happen to the detainees if there's severe weather. And well, let's face it, it's an alligator country. They get severe weather. Here's another quote. What we saw today in our inspection was a political stunt, dangerous and wasteful. This was Soto after the tour. One can't help but understand and conclude that this is a total, cruel political stunt meant to have a spectacle of political theater, and it's wasting taxpayers' dollars and putting our ICE agents, our troops, and ICE detainees themselves in jeopardy. So the whole, okay, fine, the court said we'll let you in, was a farce. Nobody saw anything worth seeing. Absolute joke. Yeah. Once again, the Republicans have done nothing but prove they cannot be trusted.
So how many stars did they give on TripAdvisor?
I think it was 0.
That's not good, is it?
Yeah, the only thing they didn't even get to see alligators. They were pissed, right? No.
There are dinosaurs at this dinosaur park.
Yeah, exactly. So, fashion and jailbreaks?
Je ne sais quoi, as they say in France. Yeah, because a man has briefly, when I say fashion, he escaped in an unusual fashion. He wasn't like wearing flared trousers and high heel shoes. No, the man has briefly escaped from prison near Lyon, France, by hiding in a laundry bag that was being taken out by his cellmate, who had just completed his sentence and was being released. According to Sebastian Cowell, director of France's prison administration, the man took advantage of the release process at the Corbus prison to sneak out undetected on Saturday morning. The daring and unusual escape prompted immediate scrutiny from the prison officials and law enforcement. No, they check bags when you leave, surely. Yeah. So man's new.
What's wiggling in your bag, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, surely the guy carrying the bag out would have noticed how heavy it was. You know,
yeah, the guy carrying the bag must have been a human gorilla to not show the weight of this bag, right?
However, the man's newfound freedom lasted just over 24 hours as he was arrested Monday morning while leaving a cellar in the town of Saint-Marie-Camp, a suburb on the outskirts of Lyon. According to the Lyon prosecutor's office, the man was alone at the time of his arrest, and his accomplice has not yet been found. Or the man who carried him out.
Yeah.
He's free anyway, isn't he? The escapee is now in custody and facing charges of escape as part of an organized gang of 2 and participation in a criminal conspiracy.
Wow.
A guy. Cowell described the incident as a serious and rare failure, stating that this is an extremely rare event that we have never seen in this administration, which clearly shows a whole series of serious failures.
There must be at least 10 Hollywood movies from the 60s and 70s where the jailbreak involves the laundry. Come on.
Yeah, but not the guy taking it. I mean, why was the guy leaving prison with his own laundry?
And how
many years has he been in there?
Yeah, he must have been there 300 years to have a bag that weighed 250 pounds worth of laundry. I don't like. It's a strange story. People are stupid in this one.
Yes, an investigation has been launched into how the escape occurred, with early indications pointing to an accumulation of errors by prison staff.
Somebody was paid off. Come on.
The Corbus facility, located southeast of Lyon, is currently severely overcrowded, operating around 170% capacity.
Wow.
Actually, you need some to escape.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
So that makes the whole working conditions of our officers more complicated. No injuries were reported during the incident. Oh, good for that. Thanks. Didn't really know that.
Yeah. So it turns out if you need to escape jail, all you do is jump in your friend's handbag when he's being discharged. I don't know what the word is.
Just discharged. No, that was the band guy. No, you just jump on his back and pretend to be a backpack.
Yeah. I'm not a monkey. I'm a backpack. Oh. Hit subscribe if you're a backpack monkey, folks, and we'll see you for the next one. What?
Yes, and if you're planning a prison escape, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section and tell us how you're going to do it.
Yeah, tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak. Wow, what a weird way to get out of jail.
Being like, you see in those old war movies, like, escaping the Germans inside a hay cart.
Yeah.
And they get all the prongs to stick in to see if there's anybody in the hay cart. You might as well at this point.
Yeah. Interesting. That's a neat jailbreak. That's, interesting.
Alligator Alcatraz, you could escape in an alligator handbag.
I bet there's going to be lots of jailbreaks at Alligator Alcatraz because all they have to do is grab the weakest guy in their cage collectively and use him as alligator food, and then the rest of them can run the other direction, right? I'm sure it's going to happen.
You just dress up as an alligator.
Yeah, I mean, if it's all full of these murderers and stuff, why wouldn't they just sacrifice a few, right? You know what I mean? See, Okay. Let's see here. Last one up.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. I didn't expect to say that today. Here we go. One sec. Got it. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fuck, wrong button. Hold on. So the Defense Department purge continues as Trump goes after his enemies. And we've got a report from the wife-carrying world championships. Hit subscribe and we'll fill you in. So here we go. The ongoing purge of the Justice Department. Anybody who investigated President Trump and his allies has continued. The Justice Department firing more than 20 employees who worked on the investigations. One source familiar with the termination said these firings include more than 20 people who worked on former special counsel Jack Smith. You guys remember this guy? The classified documents case against Trump. Smith's investigation into Trump's attempts to overturn the election results in 2020 as well. And Trump hates this guy and everybody to do with him. There's been 35 firings of Justice Department employees so far who worked for Smith on those two investigations, and at least 15 more could be fired, the source says. Among those fired were paralegals who worked for the office, finance and support staff, 2 additional Justice Department prosecutors in North Carolina and Florida. 3 other top January 6 prosecutors were fired in June. The staffers were identified by the department's so-called weaponization working group. Now, this is Attorney General Pam Bondi, and she established this as one of her first priorities after she was confirmed. And what does that do? What does that group do? They review Biden administration law enforcement policies, and they go after anybody who's gone after Trump that was in the Biden administration. So it's reviewing the Trump legal cases in New York, the hush money trial, Manhattan District, Alvin Bragg, and the civil enforcement action against the Trump organization by General Letitia James. Neither of which involve federal prosecutors, but they're still being targeted in this whole operation that Bondi's got going on. They started collecting information about the FBI agents working in the January 6th investigation. They fired career prosecutors who worked on other cases as well. Bondi said that her directive that the working group would investigate improper investigative tactics and unethical prosecutions versus good faith actions by federal employees simply following orders. In other words, if you're a Republican, you could probably get out of it. If you're a Democrat, you're screwed. One of the staffers who's been fired was Patty Hartman, who served as a top public affairs specialist at the FBI and the federal prosecutor's office. Here's a quote from her. "The rules don't exist anymore. There used to be a line, used to be a very distinct separation between the White House and the Department of Justice because one should not interfere with the work of the other. That line is gone." And the Purge is really focusing on January 6th hardcore. He very much wants to make sure that those people are, cuddled and cared for, because harming police officers in the name of Donald Trump is something you're allowed to do in Trump's America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it stands right now. It's basically just a witch hunt fueled by revenge by a hate-filled, old, flabby, flatulent, orange-painted fuck.
So normal.
Yeah, it's just another day at the office, really, right?
Dear God.
Totally. So the wife carrying championships, world championships?
Oh, man, I should be a winner automatically if I've been carrying my wife for years. But we're off to Sonkajärvi in Finland. Sonkajärvi. The first time in 28-year history, the wife carrying world championship has been crowned by a non-European champion. Yes. Caleb and Justin Roesler of Wisconsin, USA, won the 2025 event on Saturday, completing the 253.5 meter obstacle course. That's very specific.
Yeah.
In 1 minute and 17 seconds, a new course record. The couple's victory breaks a decades-long dominance by competitors from Finland, Lithuania, Estonia, and Russia. Yeah, so their prize is the wife's weight in beer. Now, she's tiny.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, either he is like a giant or she's not that large a person.
I don't know. Can you find him? I'd have trained up and got a bigger wife, to be honest with you.
Her torso doesn't look very large, right? So I'm figuring she's not that tall. And that's so what? They got about 100 pounds in beer.
Yeah, they got 3 cans.
Yeah. Well, does that include the glass in the bottle, or does it just the liquid only?
Yeah, I don't know. This year's competition featured 200 competitors from 18 countries, 2,000 spectators at the venue. So it's not that popular. The defending champions, I am not going to try and read those out, of Lithuania took second place. And last year's winner, no, I'm not doing those names either, of Finland came third. So they say there aren't many wives in the world who would agree to this, Caleb Rosler said. She did a great job. He went under the water and she didn't panic, so we were happy. God knows what happens in this obstacle race. What the hell is going on?
I know. All I can think is the woman's just hanging on like that, thinking, if you fart, I'm gonna kick you in the face.
Now, these aren't just amateurs, because the couple had previously won the 2024 North American Wife Carrying Championship in Newry, Maine.
I was just going to say, was that held in like Edmonton, Alberta?
Yeah. Wait, what is going on? This event? Why didn't they put it in the Olympics?
What a crazy thing, man. So, if you would like 100 pounds or so in beer, or depending on the weight of your wife, maybe you should get training up and start carrying her through an obstacle course upside down on your back. It's very strange.
Let's go. Yeah. And and just, well, I don't know what to say. Leave a comment. Do that. Don't care what you say. Just leave a comment.
Hit subscribe as I show you this. It looks like his nuts flew up there. See that?
I think hers did as well.
It's nuts for everybody. Yeah, imagine signing up to that, except like there's like weight classes. So you've got these guys with just honking chicks on their back, and you got other guys that are like featherweight little girls on their back and stuff.
I know. When you think about, when they talk about the Russian entries,
that's probably where the women have the men on their back, right?
I can imagine saying, "Oh shit, we better truck some more beer in."
Oh man. Well, it's 4 stories in.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah. We're just coming up on 4:30, which is perfect, as my son and I can have some hangout time for a bit here before supper. And I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the first one there on Russia, Putin, and Trump, and the weapons and everything up in like half an hour on the other channel. Remember to go over and sub at the 42 show on your little search bar there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And
don't let us down.
That's right. Cabbage up and do it right.
Yeah. It's all on you.
Yes.
It's nothing to do with us and talent. It's all about you and subbing.
That's right. And put a condom on that carrot before you use it like that. It's nasty. Oh, wait. Forgot to say all thanks to the team and stuff there. So you get a little extra here before the end. We got a net on the account today. PJ CNET, Mexigirl, Shayna Caldwell, AI Alchemist, a Carpazian there, and Super Chat Matt to thank as well. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, stay shilly.
Yeah. Wow, your voice, you're cracking.
Yeah, it just went there.
He's been yelling at Mrs. Yoda today.
Yeah.